The chain is keeping us together. Aye! Aye! Yeah! Yeah! Nah, 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 nah. Hi, Bubba. Hi, lads. How's it going? Right, so, I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now. Again, I talked about it whenever I was doing like my encoder test while trying to pump Twitch back up to 1080 and fucking around with some encoder settings to ease up on the encoder load to try and, have the GPU work it out. And that seemed to all come together like a piece of piss in the end, even if it might have decreased things enough that it'll piss me off, but not really much anybody else, aside from a couple of like-minded nerds that might pop in. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes over the next while. I wasn't going to stream tonight. I probably wasn't going to stream again until Tuesday, but I've ended up with free time because the last couple yesterday and today have been a mess, and so this evening I don't have much to do. So I am now gonna try this out, and I will probably hate the idea, specifically with the starting point, but we'll branch it out and move on as needs be. Right, that is working too. I'm using the auto start on YouTube again just because of how inconsistent the actual manual go live button is on YouTube. So it's a pain in the ass to like sort that out in the first place. So we'll see how that goes and move on from there. Let's get this moved across and then opened up. So this is F1 2010. I am using the quote-unquote remastered mod that you can easily find on YouTube. I should probably link it into the description on YouTube eventually at some point. But yeah, it's the 2010 F1 game. The first, I guess, like at that time, modern console release. This is the PC version, obviously would have been the remastered thing. But that was, this was like Codemaster's attempt at doing something, and I feel like they've missed the mark a bit coming back to it. I really feel like they've missed the mark, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a full season. So the idea, as a default, is to start in F1 2010. I'm starting with Lotus. The game auto forces me to set up a career profile at the start, so that's already done. So that's why everything here is Lotus, because I chose I wanted to go at one of the lowest teams, and then based on the performance as each season goes on, I move on to the next game based on whatever team offers me a contract or below, or if the team is no longer in F1, then like the team that's replacing them, or like off a similar level in that season kind of idea is the way to go. So that is the plan. We'll see how it works out. 2010 has a lot of issues, which I guess I will talk about because I'll run through some practice session just to get myself up to grips. I'm probably going to use flashbacks a lot on this. This is not like meant to be super serious, at least at the beginning. 2010 again has a lot of issues that I'm not happy with, and I'm also not the racer I used to be, especially whenever I'm using a controller. So it's a pain in the hole. It's a pain in the hole all around. But going through then, so you've got Jenson Button in the number 1 car, given he won with Braun the previous season, and then moved over to McLaren with Lewis here. Red Bull with Sebastian and Mark Webber. You've got Mercedes with Michael Schumacher making his big return, and Nico Rosberg. And this was also Mercedes' big return too. Robert Kubica and Vitaly Petrov in here for Team Renault. Ferrari with Massa and Fernando Alonso. Williams with Rubens and Nico Hulkenberg. Force India with Adrian Sutil and Vitantonio Liuzzi. BMW Cyber, even though they were no longer BMW, with Pedro de la Rosa and Kamui Kobayashi. You got Sebastian Buemi and Jaime Alguersuari. I cannot say his name anymore. It's terrible. I've lost all pronunciation across the board. Racing for Toro Rosso. HRT with Karun Chandok and Bruno Senna. Lotus with Jarno and Heike. I think I'm replacing Heike. I'm pretty sure it just drops you in the number 2 driver slot. And then Virgin Racing with Timo Glock and Lucas de Grassi. So yeah, this is the last season of Bridgestones. This is the last season without DRS. It's there was some Kurs, I think, this season, right? Because there was some testing of Kurs with different teams over the last couple of seasons, right? There was different things going on. There was where, like, in the regulations it allowed you to, like, use Kurs energy, but there were, like, some issues with it, so not many teams did, but some did. I don't think this takes that into account anyway. I could be wrong. Well, it doesn't really matter. Lotus didn't have it, so I won't be using it with Lotus. This was also the first season with HRT, Lotus, and Virgin, if I recall, from them jumping in with the new regulations that were put in to try and expand the grid. With F1 not necessarily being very profitable for the individual teams at the time, and it still wasn't for a long while, but it was, like, still a lot better than had ended up being at around this point. So, you know, like, there was, like, different cost caps and different setups for these teams to come in on the cheap and try and fill out the grids. So, like, you know, we got a 24-car grid this season, even if maybe the backmarker teams were maybe not all up to snuff for a full season of work. They were basically sneezing oil around the track for the most part. But, you know, it was an exciting time. This is, like, also the BBC's last full season, I think, right? Or before Sky came in, or was this as Sky came in? Was Sky 2011? Doesn't really matter. But anyway, it's a wild time to look through. But yeah, it's such a different world of F1 compared to, like, even a couple of years ago, and everything else. Like, look at all these glorious pictures. Am I not able to go back? I've got to actually pick through. Oh god, I've got to actually pick through. Is there no way to go back at all? Oh, I can. Why is that not working on my controller? Can I go back on this menu? I cannot. Okay, let me go and see my setup here. Why are you not working? Oh, the controller's... Oh, I know why the control... Right, hold on. Let's restart this. Hold on. I forgot I haven't opened Scissor yet to have my Steam controller working outside of Steam. Hold on. Let's open Scissor. That'd be why. I've not been playing much on my PC over the last number of weeks, aside from, like, a few bits of Big Walk here and there, and other stuff like that. So, I haven't had much chance to fucking get back into a rhythm of shit. So, let's reopen that a second. Hi, Kaka, how's it going? Yeah, 2015 was when they stopped showing a bit like exclusivity. I mean, like, I think Sky took like part rights in 2011, right? If I recall, because I think 20 maybe it was like just after that. 2012, okay, because 2011 then would have been the Martin Brundle, David Coulthard era of F1 commentary, the terrible era. Hated it so very much. They just were not having two color commentators in the box was terrible. I know people hated Jonathan Legard. He was fine. He wasn't the worst, and I feel like, you know, coming off what we had with ITV and all that, he was fine. I don't know. People complained a lot just because he sounded a bit posh here and there. He was fine. He was fine. There we go. That's working out. There we go. Okay, controller is in and working across the board. There we go. Sick. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes and whatever else. Let's hop in. Got my agent here. Got the contract with Lotus as the team position driver 2 for $500,000 a year. Season objective is to finish 20th, which I think I should be able to manage. Running on legendary AI, I think there's only 4 AI options for difficulty, and If you're up to speed, that doesn't really matter. But, you know, there's enough rubber banding there that it's annoying and terrible anyway. So, what can you do? With the helmet stuff, a lot of this stuff is like modded in. Like, they get rid of the generic stuff for the most part and just included in, you know, whatever fucking helmets here. So, you know, we go whatever at this point. And yeah, expert difficulty, legendary AI. I imagine I would mop the floor at professional, and we'll roll whatever flashbacks we have here and roll on from that, I guess. We're doing 100% races. We're doing the long race weekend. We're throwing everything at this. Is the plan. Now, I might lower this for this game if I don't abandon 2010 completely and go and move on to 2011. We'll say Racket Rodriguez took a fucking boredom break because he was too good or something, depending how it goes. Again, we'll see how things are with this game. I forget like how bad the AI was in 2011 because I've not tested that out, but definitely in 2010, it was terrible. And maybe this game will put me off the idea completely, and I'll just go to the F125 and do some seasons in that instead. Do multiple seasons in that. We'll see. I just like the idea of it. Like, it's not as if this is an original idea. Like, many people have done this over the years on YouTube and elsewhere. So, you know, it's a whatever. But, like, you know, the starting point of the Codemasters games is a pretty good starting point because you're not going back too far that the games feel weird. Like, I've got, like, a very firm affection for F1 97 on the PS1 and F1 2001 on the PS2, but going back to those games on emulator over the last couple of years, they're pretty fucking terrible to try and control in the modern sense. And even F1 2001 is like a pain in the ass to emulate, so surprisingly, it's like one of the few PS2 games I've come across that is just like an actual dick to emulate. Car setup. So I am rolling with what were the meta setups at the time. F1 2010 again, a game that meant a lot to me because it was my first venture into the online racing world, and I would always want Istanbul because I was like fucking cracked at the Istanbul circuit. Will that carry over? Who the fuck knows? I've been trying to get up to speed with this over the last few days. I hit like a 151 lap around Bahrain with this setup, and people were like posting like about getting 150s and stuff. So I'm not that far off like a decent time for like what would have been at the time. And I don't know what the mod has changed in terms of like any own personal grip and all that, but hopefully not much. I'm wondering. I talked again with the tester stream the other day on Twitch. I talked about having problems with the off-track grip and how suddenly like the edge of the track have tons of grip and just like bounce your car in as if you're hitting the inflatable gutter fillers at a bowling alley. It is so strange and feels really weird to do. And like, you know, if you're driving for 49 laps, you're gonna, you know, your front tires are gonna touch the edge of the tarmac. But then like seeing the front of your car bounce in and that extra grip you get, and then sometimes how that can fuck with your car and lead to like an immediate 180 or 360 spin. Mostly 360 because Codemaster set the physics in this game up to being being that you can easily, you know, correct get the spin will pretty much automatically try and get you around the correct way for the most part, and whatever else. You know, this game is very, very much on the Simcade side of things. Very much on the Simcade side of things. So, bit of a pain in the ass. I believe this was this was the suspension meta at the time too. And then, I don't know, I've been running with ballast at the rear for myself and just running with this roll bar. I didn't bother, like, trying to remember back to how the meta was working with any of this stuff outside of the alignment and the suspension and the aerodynamics. But, again, this was still in the era which has only been changed recently over Codemasters having the wings set to like a minimum and maximum height for each specific track, rather than giving you the full open car to work with. So you know, Codemasters do whatever. But what are we looking at for temps? 33, 31, and 34. So yeah, this would have been considered really hot for Bahrain back then, middle of March and all that. Sure, you know, this is like a chilly summer day in London. In 2026, it's great. Really works out super well. Alright, what tires are we running? So Bridgestone offered 2 compounds, the option and the prime. The option being the softer tire, and the prime, and you had to like run both of them during a race, and that was generally the only pit stop that you do at that time, I think. I don't recall the tire wear being that bad across things, but it's been a long time. My youth being all about F1 tires being able to be pushed as far as they could be, and then Bridgestone and Michelin combating together, and that leading to issues like the Indy GP where all the Michelin runners had to pull out because they fucking just were dying on that final curve. And we had the glorious spectacle of a 6-car race at the USGP as all the Michelin runners pulled in at the end of the formation lap or whatever. So, you know, it was truly fucking a wonderful time. But, you know, tires were insane, and before Pirelli came in and were mandated with making tires that died in certain ways, and you know, tire management became a real thing across the board. You know, like I do miss the old days of just pushing, but you know, that's me as an old-fashioned twat bag for the most part. Let me take a nice cold drink. Right. Championship 2000s, where's that? I've still never played any of those EA F1 games from that era. Never. In practice does you manage the speed too? This is still like, you know, F1 was, the F1 games have always been afraid of letting you manually drive in the thing. But yeah, you have to manage the speed yourself for going in and out and push it, or else it goes at a very certain speed. But you know, here we go. Here, let's go and do some dumb bullshit. So how well can I showcase how much it pushes you in? Doesn't do it there. It must be a very specific part of the track. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It'll come naturally at some point. But again, the amount of extra grip you get from the edges of the tracks, including the white lines, not at the curbs. I've had so many weird spins happen over the last week while just trying to get myself up to like speed with how the physics worked in this, and seeing the sudden grip changes has been fucking insane. And I know the Codemasters F1 games have been terrible for curbs for a long time, with certain curbs just like being the death of you. I'm thinking back to the early 20s F1 games, and I guess even from my experience with Suzuka in the modern game, getting absolutely fucked over by the curbs around Suzuka and the S's. There we go. You can kind of see how it just like slips in as soon as the front wheel touches the curb. It just like gets vacuumed in with all this extra grip. It's so weird. And if you spin, you can pretty much just like immediately just press down on the brake fully, and it will kind of correct it out straight away without even doing a 180 or a 360. So, you know, again, very Sim-Cadey. Very much Codemasters with their engines. I feel like the way that the cars spin and stuff ends... Oh, let me just check the audio in this a second. The way the cars spin and stuff makes it feel like the old Colin McRae games that I talked about, where the cars never felt that they were properly connected to the tarmac and were just on a central pivot, which always fucking drove me insane back in the day too. Let's turn that down to around there just for the audio levels. I also feel the engines are weird, the revs are weird, the upshifting, downshifting's weird. I don't know, it's a weird game. It feels very weird to handle, and I don't like it. And I feel hearing people, like, push F1 2010 as like some sort of like goated game, or probably like children whenever it came out. You know, like my love of it and nostalgia for it is for it being my first proper online game, except for Race 07. But you know, console game, definitely it was my first proper online racing game, which was, you know, which is cool in its own right. But I don't know, it feels shit. Even whenever I'm doing good laps and not just shitty laps with my driving standards, you know, it feels shit. And then, like, at a certain point in the race, because I've done 2 full races around Bahrain now, again, as a tester, I wanted to see how the AI worked, and how the car's physics held up, and how the tire wear went, and how the fuel usage went. Because this game doesn't really throw you out any fuel usage numbers as long as you're going on. You can see in the bottom right there is a next to the gear number there is a slight fuel logo, little light one. That is the only thing you'll see, and it'll only start flashing orange just before your fuel is about to run out, and nothing much you can do about it. Which is generally fine, because unless you're running fast fucking fuel map the entire race, you're not gonna run out, or shouldn't do. Although if I recall, this game might have had issues as well with the flashbacks wasting fuel, maybe, but we'll see how many flashbacks I have to use. 1 a lap, probably 1 a lap, right? We'll see. And then yeah, the AI kind of sucks in this game. I did like a really good lap time to finish in 12th place in qualifying in that test stream of the new encoder stuff that I'm running, and I was like 2 seconds ahead of my teammate, right? Like, so 2 seconds ahead of my teammate, 2-3 seconds ahead of those backmarker teams, the 3 backmarker teams of HRT, Lotus, and Virgin in general. You know, the ones that really soaked up the last 6 spots on the grid. But then in the race, the AI directly behind you are rubber banded to keep up with you and be faster than you. So suddenly, you know, and as I was getting the race together, I started doing like 158s. I think I did like a 157 at one stage. And the leader of the race was also doing like a 156, 157. I was kind of keeping pace with the leader partway through the race. But because the AI is rubber banded, Lucas Degrassi behind me was doing like was going between like either doing the same times as me or maybe a second behind to suddenly being 4 seconds quicker than me. So I was getting notifications that he was doing like the fastest lap of the race by about 2-3 seconds. He was doing like 153s or something. It was fucking stupid. It was insane. Like, actually impossible. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. I feel like it's such a cop-out to just have the AI rubber band like that. And, you know, I get it in the sense of, you know, casual F1 game, their first mainline one properly, if you don't include the Wii version, and what they were throwing out for the world to do at that point, and only having the 4 AI options. They wanted to have a fun race, but I don't find it fun for the AI just suddenly to rubber band up your asshole the entire time to be getting speed that they don't do. And you know, as we race around, I'll be left alone for a good bit as the cars in front power off at the beginning, because AI cars also do not have any fuel usage and fuel weight, so that factors in not. But it's a bit of a piss take how it works around everything. And then you see like I don't know, like an AI driver trying to outbrake you around the outside and then just suddenly having all the traction in the world, like 200% traction to take it around the outside at full speed, having gone so deep that they should like be driving about 20k instead of doing 100k around the outside or something absolutely insane with just a ridiculous turning radius. So I don't find that very satisfying. So you're like, you know, more than ever you're racing yourself the entire race, and I don't know, I kind of want to have some good battles. That might be why I end up dropping 2010 and moving on. As I say, maybe I'll just end up doing F1 25 races. I don't know how well the AI race in that, but I already know from what I have. There's a couple of short races I've done over in that thing that the AI work a lot better for racing you a bit more naturally than what was done in fucking 2010. Again, that sudden slip-in on the front of the car is very distracting. Alright, I'm just like casually driving around doing 201, so that's pretty fine. And the careers in this was pretty bare bones. It's just like you have a target. I think each individual qualifying and race, you have a target that really only changes for home races. So if I recall, Lotus's home race of Malaysia is like insane expectations, not being so early in the season, so you don't have much time to develop the car into something a bit speedier. I recall that being the first race that really threw me. Oh, way too wide. What's an Apex? I don't know her. Well, I think the big thing about the complaints I have with the AI suddenly doing like Lucas de Grassi doing 153s is they were doing 203s, 204s in quali, so like 10 seconds faster in the race. You know, that sort of rubber banding, fucking stupid. Nico Hulkenberg on his option tires. Now let's finish out this lap, and I want to test the pit lane because I don't know whether I have to actively brake for the pit lane or if I can just go full speed into it. I know I have to brake for the actual pit box. It didn't have much control going on again outside of like speed and braking, but you do have to manually brake going in there. That corner rail's been causing me trouble all week too. Little hump there that if you hit, even not being on the throttle, it just like starts fucking you up. But you know, outside of complaining about it, the pros has been I like being able to really push the tires and like just essentially do qualifying laps the entire race, where the race pace is basically only managed by fuel load. Yeah, and the AI do have a tendency to just smash into the back of you whenever you brake for that turn. And I recall that happening a lot back in the day too. That is like one of my big memories of the game, is the amount of cars that will suddenly be out from whatever weird fucking AI setup they have, that they just end up smashing into the back of me whenever I'm driving them the normal racing line and braking in a spot where if they broke later, they would be just off the track if they had proper physics. or even anything that's meant to simulate what the same physics that the human drivers have. I actually finished this lap because there's going to be a 158 or something. See, like, Nico flying ahead of me and stuff, and yeah, I'm also apparently 5 seconds faster than him. I don't remember, like, looking up much back in the day, because, again, this is, like, not long after I got proper internet for my computer, and I was, I was pretty much just enjoying going online and hating my own thing. I wasn't really looking up the opinions much at the time outside of people talking about setups and stuff, but, I do recall a lot of people complaining about, like, fake AI times, and even if you smash them out, that they'll still might post a faster time than you on the leaderboard. So I guess that might say a lot. Actually intrigued now doing practice if the AI are suddenly faster in quality. Or can I burst in here without a penalty? I don't know. We might try it in the race and see if I get a penalty, I get a penalty. I have a new... Oh, I do have a penalty. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. It's fine. So I do have to brake. Good to know. Because I know there was some of the F1 games where you didn't have to brake at all going into the pit lane. Although I might be confusing that with the 2020 stuff. I think I recall not having to brake. Maybe it was like based on certain settings whenever Gary, Laws, and myself were doing online races and stuff. But, you know, that's like 5 years ago now. 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a while. Alright, I'm only 7 seconds faster than my teammate. It's fine.
You're faster than Yano for all
I'm like 3 to 5 seconds faster in Sector 2 than I was the other day, so that's like where I've gained a lot of time. Learning how to take that middle sector. This is also one of the years, maybe the only year, but certainly one of only a few where this is the longer Bahrain circuit that has the endurance layout that goes deep along the outside and has a full like 1 minute long fucking second sector. It's fucking nuts. Oh, they're finally catching up with my time. They're getting there. Okay, so I really have, like, I don't recall being this fast back in the day. I always remember the second sector being weak for me, so I think that shows where I've improved over my early 20s for general ideas of how racing games work. I don't know. Pretty good song. Pretty banger tune. Don't know what it is, but pretty good. AI is still 4/10 off me in a fucking Lotus with a harder tire. Again, I can get the rubber banding from that sense, but like, you know, nah, mate, it's not for me. Still, like, almost 8 seconds ahead of fucking Timo Glock and Lucas the Grassi. Bruno said I'm not gonna time because he fucking broke his face on my ass.
There's 5 minutes remaining in the session. You've just got time to put in a couple of laps.
I don't need to, I'm fine. Well, there we go. I've got a 5-position penalty for the grid whenever I do qualifying, but fastest time from just fucking around. F1 2010. Alright, practice 2. Don't care. I forgot that this did like full practice though. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, it's Kasabian and Fire. I forgot that was in this game. I really did forget that was in this game. Cool. Do I get to hear it if I just go and speed up time? Yeah, I do. I'm hoping to get back to like my Prodigy stuff on the music ranking and whatever else over the next couple of weeks. Things will be a bit easier in September to organize things and get my brain in gear and get that schedule keeping going further than just Wednesdays. So, and then I hopefully come November, then I'm just like I'm back. September might still be an issue here and there with a few things, probably will be, but you know, we'll see. I should just be able to make Gamescom opening night live on Tuesday for that big showcase. That'll probably not be much. But hey, it's European games. I find Gamescom hits a lot of like interesting trailers that I like for dumb games, so I don't care. Mark Webber just about doing the same lap time I did, so yeah, it should be me versus Mark Webber for the title. A pendulum? I don't think so. Right. I might just do the prime in this.
Change the tires for you.
And let's just do the flying lap. Let's just go in. Oh, Leos, you're doing a 2-minute flat? Okay. Maybe the career is different then. I should still be okay, I think. Whoa, okay. Yeah, there's that extra fucking grip off the curb that I was talking about. And it's like not just losing traction, it does come across more as just that extra grip because you're just, the tire's gripping right into that and fully like sending it around that way rather than losing rear traction is how it comes across to me. Visually and fucking what is being put through to me, so. Alright, maybe I will have to go for the harder tires. I wonder if the practice AI learns something. I'm not sure, and I wonder how much the mod has changed too. But maybe career can be exciting just for learning that. I kind of want to go through the tracks anyway, even if I like, maybe I might change it to like 5 lap races or something. Okay, I'm only 2/10 ahead of thing, but you know, that's still 2 seconds slower than what I did before. And that is also with that weird spin, so...
Yano is 7th at the moment.
Battle doing a 157. Okay, finally the AI's out of me. I'm also on track to do a 157 though. 157.6, just behind Alonso on the Ferrari, you know, as it should be. So look, the AI guy has caught up to me a lot, right? And I'm only... It's fucking Adrian Sudel. He's caught up to me, like, by several seconds in this lap. And if I'm doing the same speed as the fucking guy currently sitting first place, then that would mean if the AI times weren't faked, he'd be, like, doing, like, several seconds faster. Oh, ow. How dare he. And I was on course for, like, maybe getting up to Vettel's time. Like, how after that bash, how far am I away from the time? Yeah, 1.3. And he gained, like, at least 1.5 seconds on me going around. So, you know, Adrian Sudel should be up there now with times. It's such a weird game for that. Anyway, I think that should be enough for this qualifying. That's the limiter line. I wonder if I got myself another penalty.
You're dropping a bit of time in sectors 1 and 3.
Yeah, mostly just because I'm in a fucking Lotus versus a Red Bull. So yeah, the fake time stuff again is like kind of, you know, annoying. None of the game is real so far. None of it. It's really only the first 4 that get dumped out in Q1. Is that how it worked out? No, like the bottom... I'm just looking at the blue bar. So what is the blue bar? Because I see the bottom 7, which I would have assumed. The bottom 7 are in grey versus everyone in black. But what's the... Oh, no, the blue bar is my expected position, right? Yeah, my wanted qualifying position, so...
Great job. We're through to qualifying 2.
Not bad for a motherfucker on hard tires and a Lotus. Alright, so I need to what? Yeah, I need to get 14th. Well, I guess 15th, but I'll just keep using these prime tires. I'll fucking save the rest for the race, just in case. This game has good damage model stuff. Like, it's not perfect, and it's almost all or nothing for some of the damage stuff, and always has been. But like the way you get punctures pretty easily and can like destroy your own wings pretty easily is really cool. I think the rest of the car not having much damage like kind of sucks, and you do get like visual damage on your side pods and stuff after taking hits with the AI, which will happen a lot from just how much they like to bash into you with the extra grip that they have for their rubber banding and such, and their badly faked physics, but you know, it's interesting in that aspect, I guess. Right, anyway, let's go and do a flying lap and I guess try and get into Q3. I didn't realize I switched to thing. I find myself using the T-cam a lot. I think it's I never used to. I used to always do full cockpit, but I think I have to do T-cam now just for like the position of my and the size of my 4K TV versus where I am compared to like playing this on a... God, I probably would have been playing this on still on the TV that I bought with my first money that I earned from college and stuff. So I would have been like a HD ready 32-inch LG. Maybe it was a Toshiba. No, I think it was the LG first. I think it was like a HD ready LG. The classic 1366 by 768 HD ready resolution. But it was there's a chance that even while playing this game, because it would have been around that time that the TV died, I think, and then I upgraded the whole house and the whole family to HD whenever we got a bunch of Toshibas. Now there's a fun spin. That's a good spin right there. Wheel kind of getting caught on the inside, and rear tires kind of getting raised, and the game not doing very well at dealing with one accelerating tire on tarmac versus one maybe in the air on a thing. Yeah, you can get crashed out. You're fine. This is modern F1 rules right here that I'm using. Even with that spin, still a 201. Well, it almost felt like a real car crash there for a second. Seb, where are you going? So I'm looking at a low 158. I'll take it. I'll leave it at that. I think that's a good enough time. The amount of engine braking you have to do as well with how shit the brakes are. 157.3, okay. Keep in mind as well, that lap was what's slowing Seb up too, so like he should be, how much he caught me, he should be on like a 155, 154 if he got a clean lap, which is just is not the case at all. Alright, well.
You're a little bit off the pace in all sectors.
It doesn't look like I'm off the pace in the second sector. It looks like I'm pretty... like, on point. Seb just did a purple sector in the middle sector that was only 200s ahead of me. You're full of shit, engineer. Maybe not as full of shit as the F125 guy, but you're still full of shit. Alright, I think I'm going to skip it there and just take 15th. And move on from there. Robert Kubica getting top 10. Michael Schumacher getting top 10. Nico Rosberg out qualifying Michael. I think that was like the pay. I forget. I should look up the times on this at the thing. Seb did a 156.2. I could probably do that if I was using softs. Then like a big gap back to McLaren and Ferrari. Yeah, it seems like something anyway. Alright, tires. What are we looking at? They're putting me on the option first, which is fine. That's kind of what I want. Starting 15th, lap 16, and then I like whenever I did my races around Bahrain, I saw the AI doing like 2 pit laps or 2 pit stops, 2 pit races, which is I guess feels weird, but we'll see. Oh, that's right. The Lotus doesn't have a fast throttle map starting point here, so I can't do that. So that might fuck me up in the race start. Again, with the AI not having any fuel stuff, they do just generally be fast throughout much of the race, so we'll see how this goes. But, you know, I do not apologize for my flashback use either. Am I actually starting 10th? No, I'm starting 15th, right? Because that's just live timing. Because, yeah, it said here I was starting 15th. I don't know why that's still showing me as 10th. I guess they don't bother updating it from the live timing stuff, right? No, I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. Weird. Weird. Whatever. Anyway, let's go.
Car to track. Move it, guys.
Might have a play around with like the cockpit view over the next few weeks and see if I can get it sorted for
Your first race. Don't expect to finish at the top.
racing back in that and trying to get rid of the OSD as much as possible. Until then,
Have fun out there.
in a bad race start for a fucking Lotus with how the engine works in this, and oh boy. Oh boy, okay. I love the sound of the wing just falling to the ground. So they're fast on the first thing, and then they're on the first straight, and then they're slow on the first number of corners, and then it just like, kind of balances out. I'll take a few places back, thank you. Yoink. Timo, stay back there. Go away, Timo. Bad Timo. Bad Timo. Bad Timo. Try and keep the revs low, and not use too much fuel in this thing.
You're trailing 2 places behind Jan.
It'll come back to me in time. Nico just dropping out there. I don't know. Again, I think that might be the mod maybe that has them drop out there more consistently.
Up to 17.
Oh, fucking really did not break in a good spot there. Bye, Nico. So just the tires touching that white line really drags it in and almost threatens a spin. It's just so weird and terrible because you really got to avoid the apexes. Even not being on the throttle, the way you're just suddenly like dragged in, it's so strange. Fucking Glock up my ass. They're looking at doing like a 202, which is pretty good for this early in the race. Maybe 203 in the end. Yeah, 203.3. Nico having the same exact fucking curb issue again. Oh boy, okay. I keep forgetting it. Braking there around the outside is weird because you just don't get as much fucking braking grip. Look at that fucking stupid fucking extra traction that they get. Absolutely fucking insane. Oh, I hate the fake AI in this game so fucking much. It's just like, terrible. And like you consider, you know, the times and the sectors relative to everyone else, just like so fucking dumb. Yeah, I already had Glock up my ass. Hi, Jam, how's it going? Yeah, so the Glock was beating my ass, and that's how I unlocked the gun. It's an anus unlock. An anus achievement. Whatever, I'm just going to take this slow for now and then worry about catching up later whenever it all balances out a bit more. Oh yeah, I always have fun with a Glock in my ass. It makes me really feel American. Yeah, I'm having fun. It's an interesting trip down memory lane. Hope you're having a good time too. You worky lurky? It feels weird to be going back to F1 2010 and seeing what it's all about all over again. I told myself I needed to break down to third, and I did the fucking breaking down from 8th gear instead of 7th.
Tires are in optimum temperature.
Oh god, again, the way that car just grips into the fucking curbs makes me feel uneasy each time. It just looks fucking terrible. I like it to getting stuck in going into a rut in a motocross game. Worky breaky? Hope you have a good worky breaky with a good worky snacky. And don't worry, I won't mention the unmentionable thing on here. That's for Discord teasing only. Oh, finally a good final corner during the race. Alright, 201. Getting back into it. Burning off that top fuel level and being able to keep push these tires. I would love this era of F1 to get like a proper game. Ooh. Imagine sliding out there in that bump with fucking so little throttle input. I don't even know if I had any throttle input. And still fucking tries to fucking slide it out. Proper game with half decent physics. One can dream. Alright, no longer I got a Glock up my ass, instead I've got Karun Chanduk. I love how the tires start wearing visibly too. I think it looks very good. Alright, Laws, good night. I can't read the full thing because in the middle of a race, but have a good one. Go have a good sleep. Trying to nip that late apex. Carry good speed through and then get on the throttle early to carry good speed up this way is goals. Oh, like, look at the left tire. Like, there's just so much detail on that where...
The computer is showing waved yellows in sector 2.
And I know it's like, it's just like gradual wear based on the percentage and all that, rather than like anything live reactive, but it still looks so good. Ah. Fucking, I hate these curbs with a passion. Now I'm starting to fucking see, I'm starting to get like into trying to nail apexes and hitting the apexes that I should be able to hit, and then fucking spinning just because of the fucking grip dynamic change layout thing and how bad those curbs are. I need to avoid them, but it's like impossible because my brain just goes, that's the line, that should be the line. I mean, it's 6 laps in and I've not had to use a flashback yet, which is nice.
Your brakes are at optimum operating temperature.
Oh, it's just that little nudge again, just touching the white line next to the curb, and suddenly the front of the car pulls in a bit, making it feel like it's going to spin. It just makes me feel ill. I don't like it. Oh, I wonder what the other tracks are like. I'm gonna have to go through the other tracks, even if I like abandon this and move on to 2011 or later. That's the thing. I need to go through the tracks in this game, even if it's just like a short race thing, and I abandon this 100% idea. Oh. Getting touchy, and I can feel the grip disappearing a tiny bit on these, and I'm also driving so much worse ever since that spin kind of put me off. Got no confidence, I'm so touchy now. Lock into a much better lap now. Famous last words before I spin it on a curb again. Yeah, front left's got some wear now. See, look, I'm running a really good time, and now suddenly Chanduk is gaining on me. The fake AI speed and their sudden changing to like now Chanduk's technically gonna be pulling like good enough speeds to be near the front is frustrating.
Your engine is at optimal temperature.
Fully trapped myself on that curb. I broke myself, but you know, I was able to use that curb to push me back in with that sudden, like, heavy change of direction, which looks weird. It feels like fucking a F-Zero or something and hitting the edge. Oh. Look at that wear on that left front. Beautiful.
Someone's gone off. We've waved yellows in sector 2.
Ah, Sebastian Buemi. Yeah, Chanuk's still up my ass. I should like use this idea to work out and see. I'm sure somebody's already done the details on it, but see like how many laps it is that they stay on you, pressuring you before they drop off and pace again, and how long it changes and how long it takes to change and stuff. You can see as well with like Yarno being so far ahead, and it's like how the AI gets locked into a certain pace based on position of yourself and where they are and stuff too. Where's my realism? I don't need this Mario Kart bullshit. Right, hold on while I'm on this thing. There's a spider right now that I want to get rid of, so I'll be right back. Just like in real F1. Alright, Spider has been removed from the F1 cockpit. It's fine. What are they awake for crank later? If I'm awake, I will pop in, but I cannot promise anything. We shall see. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. So we shall see. Right, let's see how long it takes me to get back into the groove of this. Crank sounds fun though. Whew, it's very cold outside. Which I'm happy for, but that's really why the spiders are suddenly inside the house. Right. What am I looking at?
Cannonball sat in your wake, just a second behind.
Go away, Karoon. That's such a late turn in for me. Oh, I almost stood it out too. Motherfuckers all over me. Go away, Karoon! He's gonna smash into the back of me in one of these turns, I can tell. I accidentally went down a second instead of third. That's why it slid out a bit. I fully drifted that corner. Oh boy, okay, that's... Well, I still saved it by just jamming those fucking brakes. You know, as you do, as soon as the car spins, you fucking jam on the brakes and it saves it. I'm fucking up now, I'm fucking up. Karoon, come back! Get back in my ass! Get back in between my cheeks! I feel like I need to play this game for several weeks solid just to be in a position where like I don't go into like actual racing habits and spin myself with how the curves work in this game. And how inconsistent it is too. Karoon, come back! Look, he's still 3.5 seconds ahead. I guess I am 3 seconds out of my time, but you know. Because Liuzzi, whenever he was doing his 2-minute flats, he was in a Force India, right? In this, so... I think Lucy was Force India in 2010. Oh, Chandok fully spun it. He fucked it.
Good. We're 2 places up on where we wanted to be. Good job.
Fucking Pedro de la Rosa up my ass in his BMW Cyber. Alright. Pit stop next lap. I can get my shit together on new tires. I feel like I've fallen off. Spider attack took me out of a good groove that I had going. Even though I was doing okay whenever I came back, you know, still. Sad behind. Look how fast they are coming out of like a pit stop though, like getting that much time back in that length of time. Oh, again, look at that left tire and the grey spots and stuff from the wear. I guess with the pre-baked looks and all that, as most of these games have anyway. Did he just smash into the back of me? There was no way he was making that turn at that speed he was coming in. That's like an insane speed they'll throw in. It's almost like they try and take you out. It's so weird. Truly running 12th at any point is insane. Me running in my position at any point is insane. But went me so far up my ass, even with, like, that was a fairly good trail breaking corner for me. Alright, goodbye, Massey tires.
Slow for the line and limiter on. Wait for the pit box. Exit now.
Yeah, Karun's on ahead of me then, probably. How much time they gained over the pit stop stuff. Go on, Pedro, go. Hey, Don, vroom vroom indeed. We've been having a good Friday. But it sure would be nice to have a fast engine map on this car to...
Ready for a pit stop. One of their drivers is coming in.
Whoa! Fucking okay, that was immediate fucking... having to catch it. So that little nudge of the curb. Oh, there's a tire in the middle of the road there. I wonder who lost their tire.
That's 18. You're now in 18th place.
Liuzzi? Said his name earlier when he went out. Wonder if the ISO line works better from the way that I can grip onto the curb. Too late to start testing it now. Oh, that was wheelie. Makes sense. I know wheelie's pretty big in Bahrain. I could have said wheelie big, but I thought that would be too far. Okay, Yarno's right in front of me. The fuck happened to him? That spin. I hate how unrealistic the physics are just from that. That spin is just so dumb. It's so fucking stupid.
Okay, looks like your engine is running a bit hot. Let's give it fewer revs on the straight.
I'm in that pole position because I didn't try in qualifying and it would not have been realistic for the Lotus. For one. Legit could have been though, which is insane for a Lotus and how they balance the fucking AI in this game. Alright. Try and get fucking some good lap times in and actually make some places up. He says as he's really gonna fucking spin it on those corners every fucking time now. Again, that should not be a spin from just touching that. Let me have a look at this. Hold on. I'm going to use the first flashback of this, but I need to fucking see like where the wheels were on this. Like just even like just like that little touch, mostly on the white, right? Mostly on the white line, but just like that, and then suddenly it's just like wee. The grip changes are just so off number wise. I will never understand what they did with the files on it. It is fucking nuts. Anyway, that never happened. There's going to come a point in the race later on where taking that exact line over that corner as well will just be an instant 180 or 360. But I don't know when that changeover point is. I want, like, it's just like it just suddenly will be that later on at some point. I've been watching all the GTA 6 leaks still. I see that they're now advertising that you can pay them to advertise in the next leak video, and you can ask for specific videos to be tailored to whatever, including sexual content. So, whether that means the guy actually has a build or not, or whether this is like all pre-decided stuff from however they recorded whatever they've been recording, and now comes the point where they're trying to make even more money. Because I've seen they've made a lot of money from whatever is being pumped into their fake fucking, or their terrible Bitcoin thing. I feel like I saw the term shitcoin for the first time today, which I'm sure has been around for forever, but I so rarely frequent myself with those sort of conversations, but I love the term shitcoin so much. I know Rockstar and Take-Two have subpoenaed Microsoft and Discord over stuff being shared, so it's an interesting time. It's been an interesting thing watching along, and I don't know, watching a GTA game get leaked like this. Never thought I'd see the day. I feel like the videos from a few years ago and those dev leaks were one thing, but this is very intriguing. Can I finally hit the 2 minute? Truly's doing like a 159, 158, which is fucking stupid. Almost something in the 2 minutes. Oh, that was close. Yarno did the exact same time as me through there? Bullshit. I don't think I should do a full fucking thing of this, because like I'm just gonna complain about the AI on every fucking track. And I recall, I think they're broken on stuff like Catalunya as well, like properly broken, and then also broken in rain races. We'll see. We'll see. As I say, I can always lower it to 3 laps per race and then move on and move the feature to kind of starting with 2011 or do something dumb. This feature later will have a lot of gaps in it too, so you know it's going to take years to do, but it should keep me involved with getting my racing boots back in again. Yeah, Yarno just did like a 158. these fake times. Halfway through the race, Jarno almost pulling like top 10, basically pulling top 10 pace for qualifying. Alright, almost halfway through the race. That wheel is going to be stuck there for the rest of the fucking race, too. Alright, mid 2 minute. We'll take it. Jarno's still doing like a low 159, high 158 in comparison. That was me gunning it too early. Pretty sloppy lap. I'm guessing all these guys are going to be running 2 pit stop races. Jarno just overtook Glock, huh? Did he crash out? Did he take a pit stop? What happened? I don't know, whatever. Who's there? So why is Glock listed as being in front? Oh, there he is. Okay, I see. Really trying to get that groove in and just trying to properly sand it now and try and get my lap times down to hopefully a 1:59 at some point. Which I'm halfway through the race. This race pace from everybody else is like fucking more insane than it was in the Grand Prix.
Weather is really going for it. He's just put up a new fastest lap.
Than the Grand Prix mode that I was doing, so that's fun. That's Mark coming up behind me, maybe.
Conditions. Let the car immediately behind through. You're not racing him.
I should really consider picking up that wheel as a hazard, you know? Especially in this time before the Halo. God, I cannot fucking get anywhere near Timo's time in that. The AI are so stupid fucking fast. Alright, now. I guess this is the penalty for like how the first lap or so went, and then whenever the AI settled into their preset lap times based on position, like this is just how it's ended up. Go, come on, you're taking up my time, Seb. Vettel. Legitimately wanted to punch Coulthard in the face whenever you call him Vettel. There we go. That's my anger thinking of David Coulthard now. Never think of DC. If Seb was like some sort of fucking like Superman character. Yeah, that's a lot of time lost from that dumb mistake. Yeah, not much time lost to Glock. Excuse me. So not as many cars spinning in Sector 2 around these turns as in the Grand Prix mode, so also interesting. Well, this is a lonely race. The AI's been a bit like even worse than I expected for this kind of thing, for their fakery than in the 2 tester races I did. So that's very disappointing that I can't even base it off that. I guess I should have done a career mode and then come back and done this as like a tester or something. Okay, now suddenly I'm gaining on Timo. For long I have to keep fucking spinning it up in second and third.
Conditions. Let the car immediately behind through. You're not racing him.
Ah, Nico Rosberg in third. Interesting. That was me fucking it again. Can't blame the curbs and weird physics this time. Two seconds down on my time, but Glock has gained 4 seconds this lap. About half of that time's from me slipping, and then the other half from having to stop for that guy to get by. Right on that inside curve again. It's the kind of line I need to get close to taking just to even like try and claw back the other shit. So they used to went out earlier, right? So am I like the last of the like actual fucking runners too? Only 2 seconds down after that spin. Glock now back to gaining like 3.5 seconds on that, so Glock now doing like 158s. That's impossible. Like what, 4 seconds faster than they were doing in quali? 5 maybe? But I cannot get that like braking on the outside and not fucking thing. I'm trying to like get more of a straight line on the right hand side to brake in and
You're trailing 2 places behind Yano.
sand it from there.
You need to let the car behind you past. He's not racing you for position.
Go, please. Go, Michael. Michael! Oh my god, why are you sitting behind me? Oh my god. Also, the rapid fire downshifting you have to do in this game is also pretty fucking insane. Just to engine brake it down enough to brake where these cars should brake. So much rapid fire. Come on, please pass. God damn it, Lewis. Also, that spin on that curb while Lewis was overtaking me. So dumb. And yeah, if you like brake a lot later, you can kind of use that right-hand curb coming into that bit of trail braking to push you in and scrub off more speed and get more turning than you should do with your speed. So like there's other spots where you can kind of take advantage of it to gain like a few tenths too, with the broken physics of the game. We can get a clean lap without a fucking blue flag and without fucking up myself. I gained half a second on that final sector too, so there's a lot of time that I can get back. I don't know if I'm going down to first. I didn't realize I went down to first. I think I'm back into modern gearing in my head. See Soodle up there in the Force India. Again, once the AI are locked in a certain position, they've just got a certain pace. Oh, that curve's gonna be the fucking bollard being out and actually having collision is gonna be a problem. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Which is, again, insane. Alright, low 159. That's what a few fuck-ups too, so... the kind of pace that should be several seconds faster than anyone else in the, similar scope. Car in the grid. Oh, Felipe, please. Gonna get such fast laps now. And fast sectors. There's also that point where like just like you suddenly get so much more grip like from one lap to the next. Mid 159 after having to slow up a good bit for Felipe, he says a good lot about the current change in pace again from tires and fuel and stuff. There's a bit too much.
You're trailing 2 places behind Jan.
Oh good, there's another collision there, that's nice. Gonna crash out. No, he's still driving. I guess he's just decided it's time for his pace to change. I guess he spun it there maybe. Stop accidentally going down the first there. It's twice now. Suddenly gained another 4 seconds on Yarnov. They just like of the AI giving up on fucking speed? Why the sudden change whenever I'm not running great laps? You're gonna pick up speed again in like a second? There's a Ferrari. I didn't get to see who it was. I know Mass overtook me, right? I don't think Alonso did, so it'll be Felipe. How did they not overtake whichever Ferrari went off? They weren't 2 laps ahead. Oh, he got going again. What? Oh, Felipe, fucking move it, please. I swear, if I get a fucking... Oh. Well, I'm redoing that. That's fucking stupid. Anyway,
You need to let the car behind you pass. He's not racing you for position.
Felipe, why are you fucking pulled in like that behind me? Go on. Jesus Christ, Jensen, what the fuck? That's how you fucking hit me that other. Oh God. Okay. 4 seconds lost. I've only lost like just the time difference now. What truly is. Now they're running like laps that they would be doing during quali, pretty much. So if it wasn't for all that bullshit, I would have gained like 2-3 seconds on Yarno. But why? What's the good reason for it? Go, please. I guess maybe Yarno's getting held up by the blue flag stuff, but I don't know. I don't know about that. How the AI is fake, I don't know about that. I need to know how Felipe got out of that gravel trap. Trying to make it too risky, I just try and gain some time back. Look, Yarno's right there. Maybe he's the one that spun, but... Oh boy, right, I need to see this one. Just that, look at that sudden grip change. Do I even touch the curb before it? No, look, it starts like super turning there, like on the white line. Insane. Right, low 158. Yarno pit.
Good work.
Oh, Charlotte did, okay. Okay, how much pace has Karun got? They can't take a corner, they were behind me. With how it tries to speed them up. Yeah, I need to like not touch that fucking white line at all. Now is the point where it's just got like all the grip in the world on that white line. It takes in the front. Because I know I did not touch that curb yet again, so... I'm sure he's still 6 seconds ahead. He's gained a bit of pace again now that Karun... Or he's kept more pace because he was losing so much time. And now that he's gained a spot because of Karun dropping behind, it's changed his stuff again.
Sat in your wake, just a second behind.
He's going to end up smashing into me at some point. He does have the options on. Why has that suddenly got collision again? Go away, Karun. You shouldn't be running like 156s or whatever you're running the equivalent of with how much speed you're pulling in each fucking turn. Yeah, well, I'll take the 17th at this point. Oh yeah, we went the full lapping because we got lapped this time. Okay. Also, like, this game doesn't run any, like, being able to see what each individual lap time was and all that afterwards, because again, it's like so super fake to be whatever, right? I don't think Karun hit me to lose any wing stuff, so like he's just dropped off because the game was like, okay, it's like final lap, final couple of laps, end attack mode or whatever. Seems to be the way it goes. Yeah, I made a good few like dumb mistakes in terms of like revs and stuff, but just, yeah, like, hitting those the white lines and then just having the front just fully get pulled in the way it does is just so fucking weird and broken and everything else, along with AI speed. So I wouldn't call that particularly fun, but it existed. The fucking Virgin up there in 15th place with Timo. So like, what speed was Timo running then? Because they were probably like, you know, running like generally 158s, 157s throughout most of the latter half of the race. Again, like the kind of and like Karun there towards the end would have been when trying to overtake me again would have been running like what again, like 156 is one or something like that, probably, right? So close to actual pole time in a fucking HRT. I greatly dislike that difference between like whatever fake qualifying times they put up versus them whatever weird AI they throw into the races. So wow, so leveled up. Oh, interview time. I forgot to do the interviews at this point.
For the current season, and do you have any personal objectives that you want to achieve?
All right, Crofty, sure. I'll be taking the season race by race. We'll be looking to beat the other teams around us. Looking to beat the other teams around us.
Car home was your main objective for this race, and you succeeded in doing that. So are the team happy with how the weekend has gone?
Team worked hard to put me in this position. Team are pretty happy. Sure, we'll go with that. You got anything to say at all?
Hey, I've got to tell you, the team were really impressed with how you handled the press earlier.
Yeah, thanks. I'm
Thank you.
press savant. My PR dream. Alright. Well. Oh, this doesn't show me like what level of contract stuff there is I am with these people. Maybe it's that I get a rival later in the season. I can't remember. Australia next. I'll figure out what I want to do with this. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like, whatever. The physics is one thing, and I can get around that if I fucking, like, just avoided the lines, which is tough to do whenever I'm trying to go for fast laps, but, you know, whatever. It's just taking the track in, but it doesn't feel right. But, like, fucking just that AI speed is so fucking broken. It is. It makes qualifying completely useless. It makes, you know, there's no tie-in to practice pace and qualifying pace and trying to get times based on what you see around you, and then like the fucking like race is just like, I don't know, fucking everybody's got like fucking a McLaren or a Red Bull or a Ferrari, you know, like that's basically, and beyond that, because again, like they're all running paces that are, you know, the bottom end is running pace near what, you know, top 10 would be, and then the top end is running like fucking like a second, 2 seconds and beyond ahead of the top qualifying time consistently. It's just so wrong. I might see if there's like a mod out there for evening up the pace again, but I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of don't. This is like, you know, this remastered mod is the closest I want to do to using a mod while going through this thought process. So with that said, I might, you know, I can edit each race, right? So what's the lowest I can go for? I don't want to lower the difficulty level. Lowest is 20%. I think that's below the threshold for pitting as well. I don't know if tire wear changes based on race distance. But whatever way it works, like, I guess that might be a decent alternative. It's just like run 20% and then see how each game goes. Like, I know once I get to the Xbox One PS4 era, it's going to be generally okay with running with AI. Yeah, AI has never been fully perfect, but, you know, there'll be a point where it's not, like, fucking faked as shit. I don't remember how much I played of 2013, if at all. I should also see if I've got like 2013 on the Xbox or something. I don't own 21 through 24 either, 22 through 24, so that'll be a case of having to buy some discs for the PlayStation for those, which I'm guessing are cheap somewhere, although with them being delisted, it probably pushed up the cost a lot in the second-hand market, but, we'll figure it out. As I say, I'll look through it and I'll look through this. Going through this first career race has really changed my mind on how I feel about it too, and how I feel about the AI. And you know, I don't want to dump down the AI level in terms of like, you know, being too easy to think. It's just like there's no consistency and no realism within the world of the game, and that complete fucking separate universe is happening between race pace and all the other pace, and how it is all faked in a way to try and just like put pressure on you the entire time is such a piss take. And like I would have rather they were doing these times in quali too. At least then like it's got that consistency, right, and you know what you're up against, and you know that like, it's not necessarily faked then in the same sense. Like, I'm not talking about like giving AI extra grip beyond what humans can do. That's like one thing. I mean, the fakeness of that switch over between the pace that you see, what the fucking devs are telling you are the faked quality times and what they expect from you, then again versus what's going on in the race. And you know, like the other options are taking out fuel wear, right? Like taking out I take it I can taking out fuel simulation, maybe even taking out tire simulation, and then just like running full gung-ho throughout, because again the AI don't have any fuel simulation whatever. They're running lowest throughout the entire race, which is, you know, a big thing. So I might look into it and see which is the first F1 game that gets like a bit more evened out AI for, you know, whether they're difficult or whatever. That's fine, but you know, something that has it where if I'm like qualifying in 15th, I know like, you know, I'm there on pace and not then getting whatever the fuck. So it's frustrating. I don't know what people see in F1 2010 overall. Like, the cars feel good and the engines feel good, and I get that aspect and that particular like generation of thing. But as I said at the beginning of the stream, I feel like people are just remembering their childhood stuff, right? And being with that and having that nostalgia kick completely blind them with rose-tinted glasses, which sucks a lot. I've played through a lot of my childhood games on here, and I try not to like overthink them in terms of like, you know, whatever. And we all love the thing of like, oh, games, you know, going back to look at our games from our childhood and they look so much better. And you know, you have the extra changes. I think of what I said earlier about F1 2001 and how hard it is these days. But even thinking of Toka 1 on the PS1 and how much tougher it is these days to race through that and play that, you know, like which is fine, things change, but the people will still come back to this game and say that it's better than modern F1 games. I would never trust them over anything for saying that. I think they're brain dead morons at that point. If you're if you're running time trial and hot laps and you're like enjoying that part of it, then, you know, cool, have at it, whatever. But from an F1 driver experience and the career experience, this game fucking sucks hard. So I don't know. I think I'm against doing at least 100% things. I'll decide what I want to do. I've got fucking all the time in the world between now and when I die to figure it all out. So yeah, what time is it? Alright, it's already 1:30. I might go to bed. I have been thinking about going and doing some other stuff just because this is the only time I'll get to stream gaming ahead of Wednesday. maybe if I get to do stuff after Gamescom, maybe if it like all comes together and I can do things after opening night live on Tuesday, I might be able to like have a long stream through Tuesday evening and figure out a few things to do. I would like to do some Uno at some point on stream again, especially seeing the Party Mania DLC and having played that with someone a few days ago. Whenever I woke up early after not sleeping much, it seems fun. I'd be intrigued to see how that works with any Twitch stuff and with Twitch poll integration and deciding what to ban and whatever. If that mode even works with that Twitch add-on at all. But anyway, that's enough waffling for me. I'm leaving. Goodbye forever. I'll be back Tuesday. It'll be time to check in with Jeff Keighley again. Hooray! We love our Jeff Keighley always and forever. And I don't know. That's it. I'm done. It's over. Let's just immediately click the end stream button. Where is it? Where's OBS? Where is OBS? There it is. Okay.